Begin in Child's Pose. Notice how you feel right now. How does it feel in your body, in your muscles and bones, ligaments, tendons, and even the emotions? Deepening the breath, fill the belly, ribs, and the chest. Exhale, chest, ribs, and belly. Notice if these full, complete breath cycles start to make you feel sleepy or tired. Pushing through that. Creating both the strength in the diaphragm to breathe against impingements and restrictions in the poses, as well as the muscle memory to take these full, complete breath cycles off of the mat and back into our daily lives. We'll begin by inhale, shift forward, finding knees down, plank pose. Exhale, lower to a chaturanga push-up on the knees. Inhale, push up, bring the left hand underneath the face, open the right arm up toward the sky, extending the right leg, side plank, modified. Exhale, both hands meet the mat, push back, Child's Pose. Inhale, shift forward, knees down. Exhale, lower, chaturanga push-up. Inhale, pushing back up, bring the right hand underneath the face, open the left hand up towards the sky, left leg lengthens out, modified side plank. Exhale, both hands meet the mat, push back, Child's Pose. Inhale, shift forward, knees down, plank. Exhale, lowering, knees down, chaturanga. Inhale, push back up, bring the left hand underneath the face, open the right hand to the sky, modified side plank. Exhale, both hands meet the mat, push back, Child's Pose. Inhale, shift forward, knees down, chaturanga, lower. Inhale, pushing up, bring the right hand underneath the face, open the left arm up toward the sky, modified side plank. Exhale, both hands meet the mat, push back, Child's Pose. Inhale, walk the hands off the mat to the right, letting the head come back down towards the mat. Bring a stretch along the left side body. Inhale, release, walking the hands over to the left. Let the head drop back down and then draw the body back towards center, feeling the stretch created in the right side body. Inhale, back into center. Exhale, Child's Pose. Inhale, shift forward, finding our bellies. Press the hands underneath the shoulders, finding a low cobra pose. Maybe lifting the hands off the mat, make the work about the low back. Exhale, let the hands find the ground, straighten the arms, unclench the low back and the buttocks for seal pose. Inhale, release, lower down to your belly. Place the hands underneath the shoulders again, lifting up, low cobra, maybe hovering the palms. Place the hands on the mat, straighten the arms, coming up into seal pose. Release the low back, unclench the buttocks. Inhale, push back, exhale, Child's Pose. Inhale, come forward onto the hands and knees, tuck the toes, we'll find our first downward facing dog. Inhale, coming up high onto both toes. Exhale, sink the right heel down to the mat. Inhale, high onto both toes. Exhale, sink the left heel down. Inhaling high, exhale, right heel sinks. Inhale high, exhale, left heel sinking. Again, inhale into the toes, exhale, right heel sinks down. Inhale into the toes, exhale, left heel sinks. Inhale high into both toes, exhale, sink both heels down towards the mat. Hyperextending through the shoulders, bring the head deeply between the biceps, reaching the crown of the head for the middle of the mat. Inhale high into the toes again, exhale, bend the knees and hover them over the mat, feeling the upper work in the upper back and the thighs engage. Exhale, push back, downward facing dog, see if the heels can sink closer to the mat. Inhale, walk the hands back to the feet. Exhale, finding forward fold at the back of the mat. Inhale, swing the arms up high overhead, back bending here. Notice the effort of the breath in the back bend. Don't let the breath catch or clench. Exhale, chair pose, bringing the bend to the knees. Draw the upper body upright. Feel the work in the low back as at the back bend of chair. Weight is in the heels, bottom is dropping down. Inhale, straighten up, arms high overhead. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, folding down. Grab opposite elbows here. Head is heavy, gaze between the legs. Inhale into the balls of the feet. Exhale, back into the heels. Inhale, roll forward into the balls of the feet. Exhale, back into the heels of the feet. One more time, inhale, rolling forward into the balls. Exhale, back into the heels. Now ground evenly through the four corners, maybe swaying side to side in ragdoll if this helps the low back release in a way that feels helpful to you. When you're ready, coming back into stillness, release the hands, find forward fold. Maybe it feels a little deeper. Inhale, walk your hands out to downward facing dog. Exhale, sink back. Inhale, shift forward, plank pose. Exhale, yogi's choice, lowering down, elbows hug in tight through chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale, push back to downward facing dog. Again, inhale, come forward, plank pose, phalakasana. Exhale, lowering, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Last time, inhale, shift forward, plank. Exhale, lower, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, gaze to the top of the mat. Exhale, see how long you can keep straight legs as you walk there, finding forward fold at the top of the mat. Inhale, swing the arms up high overhead, back bending slightly. Notice the effort of the breath. Exhale, sink down into chair pose, drawing the body upright, feeling the low back take the back bend as the knees are bending and the bottom is sinking, weight is in the heels. Inhale, straighten up, upward facing arms, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, fold forward, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold forward. Plant the hands, step back, finding downward facing dog. Inhale, send your right leg up high. Bend the knee, opening up the hip. Bring the right hand to the edge of the mat and then see if the left hand can leave the mat, maybe coming along the side of the body. Perhaps finding a bind on the right foot. Releasing that, find three-legged downward facing dog, straightening up the right leg. Exhale, swing it through, step it through, find runner's lunge. Hands can be on either side of the foot or on blocks. Let the groin sink down towards the mat. Weight is even through the ball and the heel of the right foot, maybe lifting the right toes and setting them down in your version of one at a time. Push back through the left heel to ensure that the left knee remains straight. Inhale, exhale, drop the back knee, flatten the foot, shift the hips forward for low lunge as the arms come up high overhead. Breathe here. Notice the effort of keeping the arms up, how that increases the work of the inhales and exhales. The right knee wants to open out to the right. Keep it hugging upright towards the center line. Inhale, exhale, release your hands to the mat. Find props and create a pigeon pose here, propping the right hip up so that the right shin is parallel to the top of the mat. When you have the shape, inhale, draw the arms high overhead, back bending slightly, gaze is up. Fight the urge to let the back of the head drop down onto the neck. Pick it up, lengthen the back of the neck. Inhale, release this. Reach back with the left hand and draw the left foot towards the buttock. Inhale, release the back leg. Push the props out of the way. Prop the right foot on the mat. Come up into high lunge. Arms high overhead. Find your balance. Inhale, open out, warrior two. Bend deeply into the right knee. Inhale, gaze in front of the right foot, bring the right hand down, finding a balancing half moon pose here. Gaze can be to the floor, the side wall, or up to the left thumb. Inhale, carefully release the left foot to the back of the mat, find reverse warrior. Inhale, straighten the right leg. Exhale, sky archer. Inhale, reach out to the front of the room. Exhale, triangle, Uttita Trikonasana pose. Inhale, rise back up. Take a clasp behind the back as you bend into the right knee. Exhale, sink down into humble warrior. Head can be reaching for the front of the room or towards the floor. Inhale, rise up into a bound warrior three. Exhale, chair pose. Release the right leg over the left knee, bending into a right leg over figure four. If it's in your practice, attempt to lower down into a toe stand. When you have released this, coming back up into a right leg over figure four, let the hands find the ground, uncross the leg, find standing splits, right leg lifted. Keeping the left toes pointed up towards, keeping the right toes pointed up towards the sky, let the hands find the mat. Jump this back into a three-legged down dog. Flow here, maybe leaving the leg lifted, maybe taking a power transition. Linger in your upward facing dog or cobra as long as you need before you find downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg high, bend the knee, open up the hip. Bring the left hand to the outer edge of the mat, flying the right arm alongside of the body. Perhaps it can find a bind on the left foot, keeping that down dog shape. Release the play. Let the hand find the mat. Three-legged down dog, straighten the leg. Inhale, exhale, swing it through, step it through. Find runner's lunge. Breathing here. Keep the mind here in the present moment. Don't let it wander off to tell stories or put labels on things like this is suffering or I don't like this. Just observing what's going on for you here in the present moment inside of your skin. Inhale, release, drop the back knee, rise up into low lunge, shifting the hips forward, arms are reaching high, gaze is up. Keep the back of the head away from the neck. Observe the effort of the breath. Inhale, release the hands down to the mat, finding the props. Set yourself up for Pigeon Pose with the left leg. When you are set, draw the arms high overhead, back bending, gaze comes up. Exhale, release this. Reach back with the right leg and right hand. Find the right foot. Pull the foot towards the buttock. Inhale, releasing this. Exhale, push the props out of the way. Push yourself up. Find high lunge. Inhale, open up, warrior two. Bring the gaze in front of the left foot. Left hand plants, finding a half moon, balancing here. Maybe the gaze comes up to the side wall or the right thumb. Carefully let the right foot find the back of the mat. Finding reverse warrior, gaze follows the left arm as it rises. Inhale, straighten the left leg. Exhale, sky archer. Inhale, reach out long toward the front of the room. Exhale, find your triangle pose, Utthita Trikonasana, squeezing yourself between two panes of glass. Inhale, release this. Take a goofy clasp, whatever feels like the wrong thumb on top, behind the back. Exhale, sink into humble warrior. Upper body can rest on the thigh or on the inside of the thigh. Inhaling, release this. Find bound warrior three, balancing here. Exhale, chair pose, both feet together, bending the knees deeply. Inhale, release the left leg to come over the right into figure four. Bringing your hands to heart center, perhaps you lower this down into toe stand if that is in your practice. Release this carefully back into right leg figure four if you're not already there. Exhale, the hands come down toward the ground. The left leg lifts into standing splits. Plant the hands at the top of the mat, keeping the left leg lifted. Jump this back into a three-legged downward facing dog. Half flow here, yogi's choice, keeping the leg lifted, perhaps letting it find the ground, or taking a power flow. Find downward facing dog when you are ready. Inhale, right leg goes high, three-legged down dog. Bend the knee, open up the hip. See if you can find a hold of the right foot with the left hand. Release this. Find three-legged down dog. Inhale, bring the right leg all the way on the outside of the right side of the body, keeping the leg straight, and then travel that to the top of the mat for lizard lunge. Keeping the back knee lifted. Maybe you're coming down onto hands, maybe forearms. Wiggle this around. Use this moment to open the hips further. Inhale, exhale, release. We'll find a pigeon pose again. Use the props underneath the right hip, propping the leg. Inhale, the arms come up high overhead, back bending our pigeon again. Keep the head away from the back of the neck. Control the breath. Observe any emotional reaction that comes up for you in these back bends. Inhale, exhale, release. Fold over the front of the leg. Inhale, exhale, release. Take the right hand off of the right knee, rotating yourself over the right knee, intensifying the pose. Exhale, release that. See if you can bring the right elbow on the inside of the right foot. If not, maybe bringing the elbow in front of the shin on a block. And then bring the hands to heart center using the pressure of the left hand down and to the right to effect a twist. Inhale, exhale, release. Reach back for the left foot with the left arm. Maybe you can bring this into the crook of the left arm. If this is accessible to you, take a clasp to the hands in front of the face and then draw this overhead, finding Mermaid Pose. And release. Push the props out of the way, plant the hand on the ground, and bring the right foot flat. Find extended high lunge, arms reaching out to the front of the room. Breathe here. Body can be resting on the thigh or on the inside of the thigh. Inhale, power this up, high lunge. Exhale, fold down over the right leg into pyramid. The left heel is still lifted. Coming onto the ball of the left foot intensifies this pyramid. Lift the toe of the right foot towards the sky, coming onto the heel, as if you were pushing your foot on a gas pedal. Inhale, release the foot down. Plant the hands to heart center. Find warrior three rising up here. Plant the right hand on the ground. Reach the left hand to the sky for balancing half moon. If it's in your practice, maybe you bring the hand up a level onto a block and take a clasp to the left foot with the left hand for sugar cane. Drawing the hand and foot combination high to the sky intensifies this pose. Inhale, release the clasp, find warrior two. Inhale, flip open the right palm. Exhale, exalting your warrior, reverse warrior pose. Inhale, bring the right elbow on the inside of the right thigh. Exhale, swing the left arm over, side angle. Inhale, straighten the right leg. Find a pose for the right hand for triangle pose, Utthita Trikonasana. Squeezing yourself between two panes of glass. The left or the right hand may be on the floor, it may be on the shin. Inhale, cartwheel the arms all the way back into sky archer. Legs stay straight. Releasing the arms to take a bind behind the back, drawing the wrists together. Exhale, bend back into the right knee, find humble warrior. Inhale, release to high lunge. Exhale, step forward into chair pose. Inhale, step the right leg over for figure four. Perhaps here your hands can find the ground, flying this into a pigeon pose. When you have released your flying pigeon, rise back up into figure four chair, right leg over the left. Inhale, let the hands find the ground, release the right leg up into standing splits. Exhale, plant the hands on the mat, jump back, find three-legged down dog. Yogi half flow here. When you're ready, pushing back, downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg goes high, three-legged down dog. Bend the knee, open up the hip. Fly the right arm alongside of the body, maybe finding a bind with the left foot, keeping that three-legged down dog shape. Releasing this, three-legged downward facing dog, straighten the leg. Exhale, draw the left leg out long off the side of the body. And then continue this all the way to the top of the mat for lizard lunge. Settling into your lizard lunge, maybe you're on your hands or forearms. Wiggle this down, make sure that you're getting deep in the hips. Keep the back knee lifted and strong, continuing to push back through the right heel to prevent the knee from getting soft. Inhale, release this, finding our pigeon pose again. Find the props required to get that left shin parallel to the top of the mat. When you have it, draw the arms high overhead, finding that back bend here. Breathing through any discomfort, either physical or emotional, this creates. Inhale, exhale, release the hands down to in front of the shin, folding over the leg in pigeon pose. Keep the right hip returning down to the ground. Flexing the left ankle will prevent any discomfort in the hinge joint of the knee. Carefully releasing this, take the left hand off of the left knee and then rotate over the left leg, intensifying the pigeon with a twist. As you feel ready to release that, we'll make our way over to the the left elbow inside of the left foot, bringing the right hand down towards the heart center. Press that down to rotate over the leg. If your left elbow cannot find the sole of the foot, perhaps you're placing a block in front of the shin and using the block instead. Release this. Reach back with the right hand for the right foot. Maybe you can get the foot into the crook of the arm. If that is accessible for you, see if you can take a clasp to the hands in front of the face and then draw this overhead into Mermaid Pose. Breathe here. Releasing this, plant the hands on the mat, bring the left foot to the mat, pushing any props out of the way. And then extend the arms to the front of the room, finding that extended high lunge. Inhale, draw this up, high lunge. Inhale, straighten the left leg. Exhale, folding down into pyramid pose. We're still high on the ball of the right foot, pushing us further over into the pyramid. Draw the toes of the left foot high to the sky, coming onto the ball of the left foot, intensifying the stretch on the left leg. Inhale, release the foot down towards the ground. Bring the hands to heart center as you spring up into Warrior 3, balancing here. Square the hips up to the ground by bringing that right toe in slightly. Inhale, let the left hand find the ground in front of the left foot, opening this up into balancing half moon. Perhaps you'd grab a block here and then extend this into sugar cane by taking a hold of the left foot with the left hand, drawing that combination hand to foot towards the sky to intensify the stretch. Inhaling, release this. Exhale, Warrior 2. Let the right foot find the back of the mat. Inhale, raise the left arm high. Exhale, reverse warrior. Inhale, bring the left elbow on the inside of the left thigh. Exhale, side angle. Inhale, straighten the left leg. Exhale, triangle pose, Utthita Trikonasana. Inhale, cartwheel the arms back into sky archer, right hand traveling down the back leg, left arm reaching up towards the sky. Release the hands behind the back, taking a goofy clasp, wrong thumb on top, draw the wrists together. Exhale, bending into the left knee, sink down into humble warrior. Inhale, rise up, coming up into high lunge. Arms come up high overhead. Exhale, step the right foot up to meet the left, chair pose. Inhale, release the left foot from the ground, crossing it over the right knee. Find a figure 4, left leg over right. If it is in your practice, bringing this down towards the ground to fly your pigeon pose. Coming back up into a figure 4 chair pose, find your balance here. And then let both hands find the ground, left leg goes high into standing splits. Plant the hands, inhale, exhale, keeping that left leg lifted, hop this back to 3-legged down dog. Exhale, yogi's choice as you lower, finding your downward facing dog as you are ready. Right leg high, three-legged down dog. Exhale, swing it through, step it through, finding low lunge. Arms swing up high overhead, back bending here. Breathe through this. Releasing the back bend, bring the right hand next to the right hip, using a block if necessary. The left arm reaches over for a side stretch. Keep the stretch lateral. Do not let the right hand come in front of the hip. Make sure it is back by the hip. You will probably require a block in order to keep the side stretch. Inhale, releasing. Exhale, taking the twist, finding the left elbow to thigh, twist over the leg. Maybe you can bring your forearms parallel to the thigh, keeping the body upright as you twist and push back towards the back of the room. Inhale, release this, finding our pigeon pose. Grab your props, set this up. And then draw the arms high overhead for the back bend. Releasing the back bend, fold over the shin. Then take the right hand off of the right thigh, rotating over the right leg. Releasing this twist, bring the right elbow inside of the right foot or onto a block in front of the shin. Press the left hand down into the right hand in order to effect the twist. Releasing that, draw the left foot into the crook of the left arm. Maybe taking a clasp to the hands and then drawing them up overhead into your mermaid pose. Releasing mermaid pose, we'll find Tirayang Mukha Ekapada Paschimottanasana, three-limbed forward bend. Draw the right leg out long in front of you. Fold the left knee underneath you. You can either fold over the right leg or take a clasp to the foot and draw this up high towards the sky. Keep the low back straight. Don't let it bend or fold. Inhaling, release this. Let the hands plant on the mat. Rise up into high lunge. Inhale, straighten the right leg, folding down over the leg. Find pyramid pose with lunge feet. Bring the left hand on the inside of the right foot. You can use a block for this. Exhale the right hand to the sky, twisting your pyramid, revolved pyramid pose. Inhale, release, exhale, pyramid. Bending back into the right knee, rise up, high lunge. exhale, step the left foot up to meet the right, finding chair pose. Bring the right ankle over the left knee, finding figure 4. And from here, perhaps you rotate over the foot, bringing the right elbow into the crook of the right foot, coming down, flying grasshopper pose. If flying grasshopper pose is not in your practice, you can also come back to our flying pigeon or figure 4 toe stand. Bringing this back up into our figure 4 chair pose. We'll let both hands find the ground. Standing splits, right leg up. Exhale, both feet find the ground, forward fold. Inhale, both arms come up high overhead, Urdhva Hastasana, upward facing arms. Exhale, back bend here. Notice the effort of breathing in your back bend. Inhale, release, exhale, fold forward. Plant the hands, step, jump, or hop back, finding your downward facing dog. Yogi flow here as you desire. When you're ready, finding downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg high, 3-legged down dog. Exhale, swing it through, step it through, finding low lunge. Arms will come up high overhead, taking the back bend here. Inhale, exhale, releasing this. Let the left hand come down by the hip. You can use a block. Right arm reaches over. Laterally stretching, taking the side stretch. You should feel this all down the right side of the body. Inhale, releasing this. Exhale, right elbow to thigh, left hand clasps. Maybe you can bring the arms to parallel with the thigh. We're pushing the upper body back away from the thigh toward the back of the room, not coming over the thigh. Inhale, release, exhale, finding pigeon pose. Grabbing the prop, set yourself up, and then draw the arms up high overhead, taking the back bend in pigeon. Inhale, exhale, release this. Let the hands come in front of the shin, folding down over our pigeon pose. Keep the chin away from the chest. Collarbones are broad. We are still working our upper body posture, even though we're stretching our lower body. Releasing this, we'll take the left hand over the left thigh, rotating over that left leg, intensifying the pigeon pose in a twist. Releasing that, we're going to bring the left elbow on the inside of the left foot. Right hand presses down into the left hand to effect a twist over the leg in the opposite direction. Releasing that, we'll reach back for the right foot with the right hand. Maybe you can bring this into the crook of the arm, and if so, taking that clasp overhead to find Mermaid Pose. Releasing your Mermaid Pose. We're going to bring the left leg out long, fold the right knee underneath you for Tiryang Mukha Ekapada Paschimottanasana. Three-limbed forward bend. Maybe you're coming down over that left leg. Maybe you're drawing the left leg up towards the sky. Keep the low back straight. Don't let it round. Release that. Let the left foot find the ground, plant the hands, find your set foundation of the feet, and then rise up again into high lunge. Inhale, straighten the left leg. Exhale, fold down, pyramid pose. We're still on the ball of the right foot, pushing us over that left leg. If you'd like to grab a block, go ahead and do so. Bring the right hand on the inside of the left foot and then bring the left hand up to the sky, rotating or revolving your pyramid pose. Inhale, exhale, release this back down into pyramid. Inhale, arms come up high overhead again. Exhale, high lunge. Inhale, bring the weight to the left foot. Exhale, step the right foot up to meet it, chair pose. Inhale, release the left foot from the ground, cross it over the right knee, finding that figure four chair pose. Perhaps you take this figure four chair into a flying grasshopper by rotating to bring the left elbow on the inside of the left foot, hands find the ground, and extending the leg. If not flying grasshopper, perhaps you find flying pigeon or figure four toe stand. As you are ready to release that, finding your figure four chair pose. Exhale, both hands find the ground, extend the left leg high, standing splits. Exhale, both feet find the ground, forward fold. Inhale, swing the arms up high overhead, Urdhva Hastasana, upward facing arms. Exhale, back bending slightly. Notice the effort of the breath. Do not let it clench. Smooth and deepen the breath cycles here. Inhale, release, exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands, step, jump, or hop back. Yogi flow here. Finding up dog or cobra, linger as long as you need before you find downward facing dog. Inhale, send your right leg up high, three-legged down dog. Exhale, bend the knee, open up the hip. Maybe the left arm finds the ground or leaves the ground and finds the right foot in a bind. Releasing that, both hands find the ground, three-legged down dog. Straighten the left leg up. Release the left hand to the middle of the mat, and then bring the right hand to the sky, finding side plank. Maybe you reach down with the right hand and find a bind on the right toe, drawing this up, hand to toe bind. Balancing here, carefully bring this bind up to the top of the mat for lizard lunge. Both hands planting, the back knee is lifted and strong, wriggling out here, opening up the hips. If you have a flying lizard here, perhaps you would like to bring this into a flying lizard. Otherwise, staying in an active lizard, working into the depth of the hip opening. Coming back into lizard pose, we're going to release this, finding pigeon. Grab your blocks if you need to. Arms come up high overhead, back bending here. Release the back bend, fold over the shin. Release the fold over the shin. Take the right hand over the right thigh, rotating over that right thigh, affecting a deeper pigeon pose with the twist. Inhale, exhale, release this. Bring the right elbow into the sole of the right foot, and then bring the hands to heart center, twisting again. Inhale, release this. Maybe you can reach back for the left foot, wriggling that into the crook of the left arm. Taking a clasp to the hands in front of the face, draw them up overhead for Mermaid Pose. Inhaling, release that. Plant the hands, push the props out of the way. And then find extended high lunge, arms reaching up to the front of the room. Upper body is parallel to the floor. Inhale, power this up, high lunge. Inhale, extend the right leg. Exhale, folding down, finding your pyramid pose with lunge feet. We're still high on the ball of the left foot. Lift the ball of the right foot off the ground, coming onto the heel of the right foot to intensify this stretch. Let the right foot find the ground. Extend the hands slightly past the right foot, making an equilateral triangle with the hands and the foot. Notice how this intensifies your pyramid pose. Inhale, exhale, spring this up into standing splits. Perhaps you draw your arms up alongside of the body, balancing on just the right leg. Carefully letting that left foot find the back of the mat again for pyramid pose with warrior one feet. Folding down over that right leg. Perhaps you take the hands back behind the right foot, between the right and the left feet. Turning the fingers to face the back of the room, bending the elbows slightly, bring the weight into the fingertips and the right leg, drawing the left knee up towards the chest or to rest on the back of the left arm, flamingo pose. Release the left foot back down into warrior one feet, rise up, find warrior one. Square the hips up to the front of the room, arms reaching high overhead, nice straight arms here. Inhale, exhale, open out to warrior two, wiggle the feet out further if you need to, finding that warrior two stance. Inhale, clasp the hands behind the back, draw the wrists together. Exhale, fold down, humble warrior. Inhale, spring this up into a bound reverse warrior. Bringing that humble warrior up into reverse warrior, keeping that bind behind the back. Release the bind, reverse warrior, and then straighten the right leg, sky archer. Inhale, exhale, bend back into the right knee, step the left foot up to meet the right, chair pose. Inhale, straighten up, back bending here. Exhale, release this into figure 4, chair, stepping the right foot over the left foot. Right foot over the left leg into figure 4. You can take this into right leg figure 4 toe stand. You can take this into a flying pigeon, or you can take this into a flying grasshopper. Find your work here. When you are complete, come back into figure 4 chair, right leg over the left knee. Inhale, carefully step the right leg to the back of the mat, finding high lunge. Exhale, both hands find the mat, power flow here. Perhaps you hop back to three-legged dog. Perhaps you switch the legs in the air, finding chaturanga on the way down. As you are ready, flow through your chaturanga, upward facing dog or cobra, and end in downward facing dog. Left leg goes high, three-legged down dog. Bring the right arm out. Maybe as you bend that left knee, you can find a bind with the right hand and left foot. Testing yourself here. Release both hands back to the mat. Straighten up the left leg. Three-legged down dog. Bring the right hand to the middle of the mat, opening the left hand up towards the sky, finding side plank. With the left leg lifted, perhaps you reach down with the left fingers to find a hand to toe bind. Balancing here. Carefully bring the hand to toe bind toward the top of the mat and find lizard lunge. Wiggling this out, perhaps you're just wiggling down into your lizard to open the hips. If you have a flying lizard, perhaps you fly your lizard here. Releasing your lizard lunge, we'll find pigeon pose here. Using any props you need to, draw the arms up high overhead, back bending. Release the back bend, fold over the shin. Keeping the chin lifted, the collarbones broad, still working into the upper body posture, even as we feel the right hip returning down to the ground, affecting the opening in our left hip. Releasing this, take the left hand off of the mat over to the left, rotating over that left hip, intensifying the pigeon pose. And then releasing that rotation, bring the left elbow on the inside of the left foot. Press the right hand down into the left hand to twist deeper over the leg, finding the twist on the other side. As you feel ready, release that twist. Reach back for the right foot with the right arm, maybe bringing the foot into the crook of the arm. Taking a clasp to the hands in front of the face, draw this clasp overhead for Mermaid Pose. Releasing your Mermaid Pose. Plant the hands on the mat, bring the left foot to the mat, and extend the arms high toward the front of the room. Extended high lunge. Push any props you need to out of the way to make this happen. Inhale, drawing this up, high lunge. Inhale, extend the left leg. Exhale, folding down, finding pyramid pose. Draw the left toes towards your face, making this pyramid more intense. Release the toes back to the ground. Take the hands in front of that left leg, extending the hands out. Feel the extension of this pyramid and how that intensifies the pose. Inhale, spring this up into standing splits. Perhaps the arms come alongside of the body here, balancing on just the left leg. Inhale, release the right foot to the back of the mat. In our Warrior One feet, we'll find our pyramid pose again with Warrior One feet. This is our regular pyramid. We're folding over that left leg. Take the hands behind the left leg slightly, back towards the back of the mat. Turn the fingers to the back of the mat. Maybe you can bend the elbow slightly, bringing weight into the left foot and fingertips, and bring the right knee to the chest or on the back of the right arm, flamingo pose. Inhale, releasing that right foot to the back of the mat. Exhale, rise up. We'll find Warrior One. Hips and shoulders square to the front of the room. Arms are straight. Inhale, exhale, open out, Warrior Two. Step the feet out wider if you need to. Find the Warrior Two stance. Inhale, exhale, take a clasp behind the bat, whatever feels like the goofy thumb on top, and then fold this down into Humble Warrior. Keeping your Humble Warrior clasp, we're going to raise this back up into Reverse Warrior. Hands are now reaching down towards the mat. Release the bind of Reverse Warrior. Arms come up. Find Sky Archer, straightening up the left leg. Inhale, bring the weight into the left foot. Exhale, step the right foot up to meet it. Arms high overhead, chair pose. Dropping the bottom, weight is in the heels. Inhale, arms come up high overhead, back bending here. Keep the breath cycles smooth and deep. Inhale, exhale, sink back into chair pose. Lifting the left foot up, we'll cross it over the right knee. Finding that figure 4 chair pose, left leg over. Here we can take this down into our flying grasshopper, our flying pigeon, or perhaps down into our figure 4 toe stand. As you feel ready to leave this work behind, rise back up into figure 4 chair, left leg over the right. Carefully step the left leg to the back of the mat, finding high lunge. Inhale, exhale, both hands find the mat. Find your half flow here. Maybe you're stepping back to downward facing dog, taking a power jump back to 3-legged down dog, or changing the legs in the air and finding chaturanga. However you do, land in your upward facing dog or cobra, and then push back into downward facing dog. Inhale, gaze to the top of the mat. Exhale, jump through, find our forward fold, legs out long. We're in our seated forward fold here, folding over our legs. Inhale, rolling up, arms come out off of the shoulders as we roll ourselves onto our backs. And then send the hips up high overhead into our shoulder stand. If you're in shoulder stand here, maybe you can tilt your legs over you, coming into plow pose. Gaze will stay at the ceiling. Resist the urge to turn the head to either side. From plow pose, send your legs back high overhead again, finding shoulder stand. And then allow the legs to roll one vertebrae back down at a time, back down to the mat, pulling the upper body over you with it, coming back into seated forward fold. Notice if you have a little bit more range of motion here. Inhale, releasing this, arms long off the shoulders, rolling back one vertebrae at a time onto your back, and then bring the legs up high overhead into shoulder stand. And then maybe tilting them over your head into plow pose. If plow pose is feeling good to you, perhaps you try bending the knees into compression pose. Bringing the knees down on either side of the ears. Whatever variation you're trying, sending the legs back up high, and then rolling down one vertebrae at a time again. Find your seated forward fold. Inhale, releasing the seated forward fold. Arms come out long off the shoulders. One more time, we roll down one vertebrae at a time to find our back. Then send the hips high overhead, shoulder stand, back into plow pose. Perhaps a compression pose if it feels good or is in your practice today. Releasing whatever variation you're trying here. Legs go up high overhead, rolling down one vertebrae at a time. Final seated forward fold. See if your forward fold feels different now. Arms long off the shoulders, mummy arms as we roll down to our backs. Bring the knees into the chest. And then we're going to send the right leg out long as we draw the left knee across the body, finding the twist. Maybe you place the right hand on the left knee, pressing it further towards the ground on the exhale, and letting it rise again slightly on the inhale. Using the breath to investigate inside of your skin. Releasing that, bring the knees back into your chest. Give yourself a squeeze here. And then the left leg will go long. The right knee will cross over the body to the left. Maybe using the left hand to press that left knee towards the ground on the exhale, letting it rise again on the inhale. The body always opens in the perfect time, never early and never late. So wherever you are in your yoga journey, there's never a need to force anything. You are already right on schedule. Carefully release this We'll take a block and place it underneath our tailbones, not up high towards the waistband, but low towards the bottom of our bottoms, where our tailbones will feel tucked by this. Bring the feet together, let the knees open out into a butterfly shape. You might have to readjust where the block sits in order to make this happen. Allow yourself to soften here. We're in a slight inversion. The hips are higher than the heart. Maybe feeling your internal organs move around, sliding into a new position. The intestines falling away from the wall of the abdominals, or digestion sensations beginning. Allow the legs to go out long on the mat, one at a time. If you feel completely soft on the block, if you do not feel it underneath you at all anymore, use your hand to pull the block out from underneath you, letting your hips drop down into what feels like a hole. Let the arms come up high overhead. Stretch, maybe readjust, pull the shoulder blades down the back before pinning them with the weight of the body. Let your hands come to your sides, palms facing up, finding your Shavasana, your corpse pose. Our corpse pose is the most important pose of our practice. Here we receive the benefits of our practice. Muscles and bones, ligaments, tendons, everything coming to a new understanding based on the poses we've just completed. Let this be your time to receive and allow. Letting the muscles of your face relax, to slide down the bones of the skull. Letting your shoulders relax. Letting the fingers curl in. Let the spine get heavy to the earth, pulling you down into the mat. Let the legs unfurl from the bone, and the toes droop lower as well. Begin to wiggle your fingers and toes. Bring energy back into your body. Make note as to how you feel now, and compare that to how you felt when we began. Draw your arms overhead high in a morning stretch, everything squeezing in tight. And then bring your knees to your chest, giving yourself a hug, thanking yourself for coming to practice today, before rolling over to your favorite side for transition and rebirth. When you are ready, push yourself up to seated, crossing the legs and stacking the bones of your spine. Inhale, draw your arms high overhead, letting the palms touch. Exhale them down to heart center. Thank you for sharing your practice with me today. My blessing upon you. We are complete. Namaste.
I hope you guys enjoyed that. There was no way I could teach that class and do it at the same time. It was just too demanding. So I will post this on my Facebook and